everyone, and welcome back to Love Advice with Lynda. Today's video is all about how to date if you are a highly sensitive person. This is specifically aimed at girls who are single and dating who may have been hurt in the past or even fairly recently and want to know how to avoid it again in the future. So what I'm going to do is pinpoint the challenges that you have as a highly sensitive person in the dating jungle and how to work with it rather than struggle against it. After all, this is a gift and not something you should perceive as a weakness or a problem. Let's get started then. Highly sensitive people love to feel a connection. They love intimacy and they yearn for something profound and deep. Well, this is a beautiful thing. You're not out there prowling around for someone to get your hooks into and then discard once you've got out of them what you were looking for. Great! You're looking for something enduring and real. So, here's what I suggest. There are two key elements. Number one, take your time and reserve judgment. I see this all the time, and I've done it myself in my single days where I've met a guy and I felt this instant connection with him. Next thing you know, I'm spending hours talking to him on the phone, texting him endlessly, and wanting to see him all the time. As a romantic and an idealist, it's easy to assume that this guy is everything that you envisage for yourself in a man. But it's way too early on. Every so often, very rarely, you do hear of a couple that makes it long term after this kind of whirlwind beginning. But I'm talking about the situation that so many of you listening to this now would have been through, where it all started out really wonderful and you thought he was the one and everything was going great. But then you got hurt, and it was because things got too serious too fast. We see so much potential in a guy that we think that that's who they are now. We can see his potential as a person and as a life partner, and we dive straight into the deep end and think we have something really profound. The truth is, no one can really know someone after one marathon phone conversation, or even after a week or several weeks, sometimes not even several months. You may feel such an instant connection like you've known each other all your lives, like this person understands you like no one else ever has. And that's okay. This quite possibly is very real. But what you haven't seen yet is how this person behaves in all kinds of situations that life brings. This is about being smart. Reserving judgment is the opposite of being judgmental. We move away from being on automatic pilot where we're falling helplessly in love and not in control of ourselves, to taking a step back and saying, this guy seems really amazing, I really like him, we're off to a great start, but I'm going to take my time and give him the opportunity to show me who he really is over a decent amount of time. After all, what's the rush? You want to be falling in love with him and not the idea of love itself. Your feelings for him grow because he's shown you time and time again that he's good for his word, that he does what he says he's going to do, that he's a good person. People can talk all the talk under the sun, but it's their actions that count. Okay, so I want to take my time, but how do I do that? Here are 4 tips. Don't spend hours on the phone. Get to know each other on the date. So end the call in about 10 or 15 minutes if you can. Number 2, don't be texting him all day. I know the rush of receiving his texts is intoxicating, but concentrate on school or work, not on him. Number 3, try not to text him about how your day was and tell him everything that you got up to. Same with phone calls. Catch up on everything on the date. And number 4, only see him once a week in the beginning. If you see him more than that, you start to get attached emotionally very quickly. If he likes you, he's not going to give up because he's not getting enough of you. Guys don't do that. It makes them want to be a better man, and in fact it makes them want to see you even more. They understand that they've got to do a little bit more to get your attention and hopefully get you on a date. If he does disappear or he gets really angry, then he's just showing you he's not the guy for you. So it's all okay because he's just saving you a lot of time and heartache and clearing the way for the right guy who will do all the right things. But time and again, I see so many highly sensitive girls with all of those beautiful attributes like empathy, warmth, compassion, getting involved with guys who have problems. They want to be their savior. Equally, These guys are drawn to you because they see someone who's accepting them at their worst. Unfortunately, most of the times these problems like personality disorder, mental illness, addiction are not visible at the start. People work hard to only offer the best of themselves in the beginning and hide their flaws. Suddenly, when you're weeks in and you're already emotionally invested, the cracks in the facade begin to appear. And suddenly you're inundated with all of these problems that you didn't see coming in the beginning. And I see girls getting overwhelmed, exhausted, and losing themselves in a great big mess. And this brings me to the next point. My second suggestion for how to avoid getting hurt is to pull back when you see a red flag, and if it's bad enough, be prepared to walk away. This is really hard for so many girls. Don't try to fix them. Highly sensitive people are caring and want to help others. But what you will find, and always the hard way, is that people have to help themselves first. You can't do the hard work for them. It's so easy for you to have everything that you have depleted by somebody else who continually takes and takes and takes and is not doing enough work on their situation themselves. It's a long road for them. But to actually make long-term behavioral changes is extremely difficult and takes immense self-discipline. It's a long, difficult road that you don't want to get dragged down because most of them don't make it. They can't make the change in the end. I know that you don't want to walk away because you feel like you're being selfish. You want to save them. But you will find that when you're overwhelmed, racked with anxiety and not functioning properly in your own life, that you're no good to anyone anyway. So instead of jumping into his rescue, take a step back and start caring for yourself. If you click on the eye in the top right corner here, you'll find another video that I've done on ways that an HSP can get their energy back. The more you take care of your own needs and work to keep your own energy elevated, the easier it is to say no to a guy who's wrong for you. And in turn, you make room for the guy who is right for you. When you're taking care of yourself, you're healthier, happier, and more empowered. And then you're more likely to attract the guy who's on your vibration, so to speak. Okay, so the key here is to switch from automatic pilot into conscious thought. Don't be swept up by those intoxicating highs of infatuation and lose yourself in a guy. Let the pain of the past keep you on track so that you can give yourself some good advice. Yep, he seems really great so far, but this time I'm going to take a step back and really take my time and let this whole thing unfold naturally. So what ultimately happens when you A, take your time and reserve judgment, and B, pull back when it's a red flag or walk away if you need to? You will never again find yourself emotionally invested in an intense relationship with the wrong guy. And secondly, when you do end up with the right guy, you've got something really beautiful because it's grown organically and it's based on something real. He's a guy who's proven how amazing he is because consistently over time his actions have matched his words and promises. And there you have it, how to date as a highly sensitive person so that you never get hurt again. If you've enjoyed this video, please click like and share it with anyone who you think might benefit from it too. Please hit the subscribe button and let me know in the comments of any topics you would like me to cover. And I will see you very soon for some more love advice. Bye for now. Have you been struggling in your dating life or relationship and you're not sure where to turn for advice? I can help you turn it all around. For a better dating experience with no more time wasters and more high quality dates, and finally give you the chance to meet the man of your dreams. And for ladies already in a relationship or married, I can help you navigate any stumbling blocks you've hit. For more information on private consultations with me, visit lyndalove.net or get in touch directly via email lynda@lyndalove.net. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time for more love advice with Lynda. Bye for now.